incredible.
How long has it been since you guys have gotten together and done like an IRL podcast?
Oh man,
it's been forever.
I have not seen Woody in person in a decade, and I haven't. Kyle and I hung out. What was it like? What year did
Super Bowl.
Atlanta lose the Super Bowl? 2018, 2017. So it'd be like 6 years.
That was an upsetting year. Yeah,
wow.
It's been a while.
That was an upsetting year.
I feel like you guys did a Colorado trip more recently than that. Maybe I'm wrong.
That was the Colorado
He wasn't
trip.
there though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't make it to that one. I had a work thing. That was. We should do it again.
Yeah, that'd be rad to see.
That'd be fun.
That was me and associates over in Colorado. We thought we had picked a good Airbnb out, but I really did not like that place we stayed in.
I thought it was amazing.
Well, the TV was amazing. And so that's what I really focused on. I got hyper focused on wanting like an entertainment like center, like a whole media room, I should say. And once I found a nice house that had one, I don't know, I had rose colored glasses for everything else about the house. And it wasn't great.
Dude, Kyle's a brutal guy to go on a trip somewhere with, in that you'll be like, hey, you want to go get dinner somewhere? And he'll be like, no. And it's like, but we've DoorDashed every meal. Can we go somewhere other than the dispensary, please? And he's like, you can. And it's like, well, like we gotta like just like and I feel like a girl, like because you know it's usually the girl like responsibility on vacation is you're trying to sit on the beach and read, and they have to cram all these activities into it that you don't want to do as much. And I felt like that on the trip with you, where I'd be like, hey, Kyle, chiz, let's go. Let's go to this steakhouse.
You're making me want to go. I'll go with you, Taylor. Let's go skiing.
Let's go to Kyle's house.
Yes. Should we tell him or no?
No.
You guys should invite every guest of the year to Kyle's house.
Oh,
we should. I'm going to invite Boogie to Kyle's house.
Woody's is the one on Google. Let's go there.
Woody does have the most
I like.
better.
Tell me though. I want to clean up.
It's mostly because with the Colorado trips, it's oftentimes like a weedcation for me. Like especially the Atlanta one, there was no weed in Georgia, right? You know, not any legal weed. We've got Delta 8 or whatever now, and our wonderful sponsors. But back then, I was like, I'm here to get high. I'm here to get high all week. And, you know, I got my girlfriend with me. I'm not going out looking for girls. The food we were having delivered was delicious. I liked that place we were in. I've been to Denver before. I'm not exploring. I went to the zoo one time. I'm not exploring that place.
So North Carolina lost its Delta 8. It's fucking ridiculous.
Really?
That's fascism.
One of the fucking Democrat people in the House of Rep became Republican, and now they have a veto-proof majority, and they pass like every fucking Republican wet dream. And one of them was to ban anything THC related.
Damn.
Oh, so they're like one of the few totally illegal states then?
No. In theory, there are hoops and you can jump through, but basically every place that sells it now doesn't.
That's so lame. Like
that's stupid.
That's a losing
This
battle.
stuff is great. It's you know, it gets you real fucking high, and I love it. No, if we could do a trip, I'll tell you what I would rather do though, because you're right. Sitting in a room and smoking weed is not like a great like destination event. It was for me though.
It gets old. Yeah.
An activity. I'd want to do an activity that I've always wanted to do, something fishing related. And you know, every time we come around to this is such a circular conversation piece, because then we go to Woody getting sick on boats and the Dramamine, and then we go to the story about him getting sick on the boat that time and the guy being rude about it. And
fly fishing. Boom, you're standing on the ground. Yeah. It's very active. And so if you're against like the whole, I don't want to sit there and fish with a bobber just staring at it, you got waders on. I've fly fished once in my life and it was a bunch of fun.
I hate that.
Outdoor go-kart racing.
No.
I'd do that.
I'm not completely against that, but you know, that's like an hour, right?
You could go catfish noodling.
It occupies the middle of the day.
We could go
noodling. Tell you what I enjoyed. That one time when you, Chiz, and I went on our little trip, and we had like 3 things to do because we were at a place that did 3 things. There was like whitewater rafting, zip lining, and I think there was a third thing.
I do remember it. I can't recall it either.
Yeah, that was a fun little time. Yeah. I really enjoyed zip lining because I don't know, we got to meet all those new people. I found them to be interesting and fun to hang out with, and zip lining's fun.
Mm-hmm.
I found it to be scary. There were parts of it that frightened me, especially when it started raining and we had that big gorge to cross. But yeah, I like ziplining.
The rain didn't scare me. The stuff that scared me the most was the things I did on purpose. Like I'll make up a number, 95 feet in a tree, and your harness is clipped in and everything. But if you want, you can put your feet on the edge of the stand and fall backwards and just be like supported by that was the shit that scared me.
That was a moment. Have you?
I've never bow hunted. You'd have to teach me the whole thing. Or I could bring a gun and just alpha.
Is it okay if I never stop talking during the bow hunting?
100%. Like that's
it would. I think it would be easier for you to teach me to shoot a hockey puck on the ice than it would be for me to teach you to be a deer hunter. It's so fucking hard. It was years of training.
Yeah,
it was my entire.
I'm not going there to be an ace hunter. I'm just trying to think of an activity you would agree to.
It's so deer hunting with a bow is so upsetting to do, and that's not a fun thing to do. That's us sitting in silence, 30 yards apart, looking at each other occasionally and nodding. And of course, modern days we have a cell phone. When I was a kid, we just sat there and
you guys are going to be like, Woody, stop snoring, scaring away the deer.
Yeah, no, Woody has to pop a perk 30.
Just call him, he's asleep up in his he's barred out.
One thing I've never done it, but I always wanted to try to kill a bow with a recurve bow. I'd kill a deer with a recurve bow, I should say, because I always used a compound bow. Obviously,
is a recurve like what Legolas had?
Yes.
Yeah. When you pull it back, you're still holding all the weight. That's the main thing. With a compound bow, you're holding like 15% of the total draw weight when you get back here and get the lead off. So it's a lot easier. It's more like a gun. Compound bows are like guns. They're so fucking accurate.
I could miss.
Well, what activity would you be?
The bow won't miss.
What activity would you be down with? That what activity in Kyle's mind goes, that would be fun as a group?
Oh, I'd have to give it some thought.
Not sitting still.
I'm baffled that outdoor go-kart racing didn't just be like, yeah, that's an amazing idea.
That would be
more
fun,
things like that.
But it's like that's like 40 minutes of activity.
Yeah, we've done that on a trip. We and I mean, eventually your forearms are blown out, right? And you're just like, all right, that's all the driving I can do today. I remember when Taylor and I and Chiz did the racing. After like an hour of driving and just fucking controlling that thing, it's like, man, I'm done. I'm done. Yeah. My forearms hurt.
Dude, Chiz was mad at me. I rear-ended him hard like 3 times throughout the day, and those were like 50+ mile-an-hour go-karts.
I think
I was hitting him. Yeah, his neck wasn't feeling good afterward. My neck wasn't feeling good afterward. Like I really, it had never occurred to me that you could do go-karting where you didn't floor it the whole time. Like
it was like a real collision. I felt bad for everyone involved and was glad that I wasn't there. My girlfriend started crying. Like,
dude, the guy like pulled me aside, gave me like a correction. The guy who worked there as I came around that bend, like after the second time I smashed into Chiz's thing because he wasn't even flooring it. He was being a bitch. And the employee was like, "Hey, slow it down." And it was like, I paid for this.
Fuck that. Why didn't you go around him, Taylor? Like, if you're that much faster.
I was out of control. Like I was going around the corner flooring it, and it did that like where they were skipping across, and I just slammed into him. And like the second time it happened, Chiz did that thing where like someone turns at you like rapidly in anger, like he was so mad that I hit, because I hit him. Like I saw his neck snap back. Like I hit him hard. I was going 50 miles an hour. Like it was.
You probably didn't see it coming.
No, I didn't see it coming. I overestimated my own spryness on the track. I thought I'd be better at.
That's the place we went back to when we went like 3 years ago back, or whenever I got out of prison. I was like, or when I got off probation, I was like, let's go karting. We went to the same place, and it's real intense. Those things are fast.
Next day, jet skiing.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so down to jet ski. I would love to go jet skiing. When's the last time you jet skied, Brandon?
I have a lake house. My Uncle Mel has a lake house in Smithmont Lake, Virginia. So I was just jet skiing like probably 2 months ago, man.
Yeah.
Living the dream.
Was it, what kind of jet ski was it?
Fuck, dude. I have no idea. I think it's a Sea-Doo.
Sea-Doo. Okay, so you sat
You can
down.
just say like
it's a sit-down one. I want to get one of the stand-up ones you can do backflips with. That'd be so.
That's what I had
cool.
growing up.
I want to go fast.
Yeah. Yeah, mine goes like 58 miles an hour, where your eyes are just
Oh
like
my
watering.
god,
It's so
that's
good.
so fast.
On
Yeah.
the water, that feels like 100. Like,
yeah, you hit a wave, you're just like, "Boo!"
Yeah, you
love
guys
that.
know that's really fast.
Oh, you know, an
Yes.
activity that would be fun is a water jetpack. One of those things that you hold on to the remotes, and you can kind of steer yourself over the lake.
Can you rent those or like get
Wait,
it like rent?
You can
time with
steal
one?
them.
I thought you stood on them and
Mm,
like the jet stream.
I
came out
know
of
the
your
kind you're
feet.
thinking
You're like
about. There's
Dr.
a couple different
Octopus. You got
kinds.
water
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
out of your hands and water coming out of your butt, right? Not your actual asshole, but like back on your back like a jetpack.
You can
or
get the
something.
butt mod if you want, Kyle.
Yeah.
You can get any kind of mods you want.
And you make it go in your
You
butt.
bring anything.
Yeah.
I would do that.
Pay
That would
extra
be
for
fun.
that, but you always do.
I wonder if that's one of those activities though that after like 3 minutes you're like, I get it. Like I did that with parasailing. Parasailing, that's when you're attached to the boat, right?
That sounds
Mhm.
scary.
Yeah,
That's
I
it.
did parasailing when I was like 12 or something, and I remember being like nervous about it. And then I got up to the top height because the like Jamaican or Dominican guy like was feeding the line out. And after just a couple minutes, like literally 2 minutes, it's like, all right, I'm full. I'm all full up of this. Like, I don't think we're gonna suddenly start going faster. This is it. This is the whole thing.
So I do that. Of course, I didn't even do it this year, but that acrobatic flying over the lake in Georgia, and you use a boat to tow it about 5,000 feet in the air on a really good tow, and then you do your acrobatics on the way down, and you land on the beach. Cool. Other people, like locals, would be like, "Yeah, I went parasailing in Key West," and it's like, it is not the same thing. That's not what we're doing here. Don't you compare this to parasailing, you dick.
No, it was just parasailing. Yeah, I
Wait,
would
did
do
you say
any
you?
kind of
How does it
activity.
tell you to 5,000? Maybe I misunderstood. The boat pulls you, and you've got to shoot on you, right? You get up to
Yeah.
5,000 feet of altitude.
No,
I mean, call it 3,000. You get anywhere near that?
Oh yeah, 3,000 is not that good at tow. A
It
really
has that
good
much,
tow is
like
4,000, and the line is like 6,500 feet long, something like
you got to
that.
describe this line to me because I'm fascinated by the line itself. It's the most interesting thing about all of this.
It's really strong. It's some super high tech material. It doesn't tend to rot. Shit. You want to look up what the
Is
line
there a
is
guy
called?
on the ground who's like got you on the other end of like a
Yeah.
click, click,
So
click,
the
click, click?
boat
It's the
has-
strongest man on the island. Just
The boat has a
reeling in the
winch attached to
6,000
it.
foot.
And the boat will go like 40 miles an hour, but the line is letting out at like 25 miles an
Line?
hour. So he's pulling like you on the wing are going like 30 something. The boat's going 40 something. The line's letting out, making up the difference. And
I had no idea that's what you've been doing.
he does a lap around like a mile diameter.
Yeah.
And then you sort of follow where the boat was. The line gets so long, you're going where the boat was like 10 minutes ago. The boat's going sideways now, and I'm still going straight, waiting
Woody,
to make my turn.
Aren't you ever afraid? What happened if the line just like got cut?
Oh, that happens all the fucking time. Lines break constantly. If you're low, then you land in the water and you're kind of fucked.
Imagine you're at 3,000 feet.
If you're at 3,000 feet, now you've got fucking work to do. You need to fly this line to some location where it's less likely to cause problems. You might be able to drop it at the LZ, the landing zone, or maybe I just take it to a part of the lake that I think boats are less inclined to run over it, and then I let it go there and land back, hopefully where I started.
So you're going to land in the water, like splash down, and they're going to pick you up in the boat, presumably?
I hope to avoid that. If it's at 3,000 feet, I shouldn't be landing in the water. That's enough altitude for me.
Oh, you're going to fly back home with that.
I'm going to take the line somewhere, handle my responsibilities so that whoever needs to fix this line doesn't find it to be like a big piece of shit. Boats come, run around there all the time. They'll slice your line. Like, now you got 3 breaks. Now you got 4 breaks. Like the problems are getting worse.
Or maybe they get like wrapped around like a skier's neck.
Turns out people get really mad at you when you hook their like outboard engine, and they blame me, like because it's my fault.
Dude, you cut my girlfriend in half.
So so you fly, you drop the line in a good spot, and then you handle landing, and that's what happens if the line breaks up high. I mean, I am in a flying apparatus. It's not a problem if I stop getting towed.
Oh,
That's true.
You've got the paramotor on.
Holding
for
a
this.
parachute.
No. It's a paraglider. So they tow me up. What happens normally, the whole goal over the lake is to get towed up to like 3,500, 4,000 feet. And then I have this special kind of knot that I can undo under tension. And then I fly on my own while they pull the line in. But if the line breaks, I have to handle the line for them.
I was going to ask you, Taylor, if you have any interest in doing any things above the earth with Woody, but I'm going to be honest. I am afraid of jumping out of that airplane. I have not done that, and it does frighten me. I would be willing to do it if it were required for something, but I'm not looking to just go do it. You know what I mean?
I don't
I'm not
want
doing
to jump out of a plane. That would scare me
No.
a lot. If there's if there's something tying me to something else, I'll go real high. That will give me like a sense of security. But
and I fully understand
like
that
my hands are getting like a little clammy thinking about like being up there and hearing the loud whipping of the air, and then some guy who I imagine like bullying me, like, it's time to jump, pussy.
Yeah,
and
you gotta
like,
go.
Yeah,
the light is red. The light is red.
Yeah.
Wake up.
And there'd be like
Brandon,
some like 11-year-old girl that did it in front of me, and that like, and it's,
No,
like
she does a
laughing and having a
backflip
good
out,
time.
though, like
and
it's silly.
I'm like openly weeping. Like
Have you been
crying.
skydiving, Brandon?
I wouldn't do it, dude. I'd rather do fucking crack. I'd rather try crack. There's just no way.
I
I'm
really
jumping out
thought
of a-
I was gonna
Honestly,
be the
in a
only
heads
one
up
here
thing,
who's
I think
afraid
I
of it.
would. I think I would try my hand at one dose of crack,
Yeah.
and then try and
Rip it
cut it.
raw.
What is the big problem with
Because
skydiving?
it's scary. I
So
don't like
scary,
heights.
dude.
Heights.
Here's-
I don't
so-
care for.
so-
I'm about to do an MMA fight. I would never jump out of a plane. Like, there's just no way.
When
I'd
you
rather
do it,
influencer boxing.
I know I've told you two before.
Yeah.
It might be news to Brandon. You have two options. You can either take an all-day course, and then when you jump out, you're going to have two instructors holding like your leg and your shoulder, elbow, or something, and they'll make sure that you're straight. They'll tell you when to pull it, but you're kind of solo aside from having all these people holding you.
Yeah.
The other way to do it is Baby Bjorn style. That's what I did. And there's no all-day training on that. They just take care of you like your baby. Like I'm standing there and they have me stand in front of like this outfit I need to put on. And they're just like, all right, put your foot here, put your foot here. And unbeknownst to me, now I'm getting dressed. I walked into the place where you do the jumping, and like 7.5 minutes later, the plane is taking off. It's all going so quickly. They're teaching me
That's too
how
fast.
to
You
like
gotta
slide
warn
out
me.
of the plane. They're teaching me how to get out of the plane on the flight up. There was no ground training. There's zero ground training. They taught me how to land at about 100 feet. Like,
Oh,
it is
No,
right.
I
before
would
you
be
do-
like, I can tell you what I would be thinking. Like, on that plane ride up, I would be thinking of any lie I could grasp to about why I couldn't do it. I have a heart condition. Which one? That's private.
All
Like, that's personal. I can't tell you about it.
Well, you're strapped to someone, or someone strapped to you in that case?
either way.
Yeah, so I'm the girl in this doggy style jump we're doing, and I'm strapped to them. Yeah.
I'd do it if I could
there's
be face to face with.
Yeah,
the
with
guy.
a hot babe. Get some breastfeeding in there, dude. If
They
it's a
choose-
breastfeeding special, I would do
Yeah,
it.
I want to
What
look at
have
his
it-
strong eyes and know him.
So
to
like
say.
you and your four buddies roll up, and they have a bunch of tandem jumpers who you're going to strap to, and they assign everyone by size.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't get
I've
to
ag-
pick your guy.
I've agreed to do it by like technically, you know, like we do deals where it's like, and one of the ideas would be
Yeah,
to
there
have
you
the
go,
plane.
dude.
And it's just that I am very afraid of it, just to be clear. I don't want to be wings like talking about a survival trip like mode or
Okay.
anything.
Yeah. Right.
Very
Yeah.
afraid of it, just to be clear. But if there was money to be made at jumping out of it, I can go to I can like flip a switch where I'm like, all right, now it's about work ethic and not about that other thing. And then I can
Okay.
get it done. If it's about work ethic, or if I've agreed to do a thing, then I can just sort of flip that switch that says there is no option B, and I can just do something awful. But I would be very upset. I would be the quiet one. You would be like, "You sure you're okay?" Like, I just need to sit here and be quiet, pretend like what's about to happen isn't about to happen. I would love that it happens like lickety split, like you're on the ground and 8 minutes later you're, all right, red light, let's go. Like I would like that about it. But
We should totally do it. It'd be fun.
well, what I'm saying is I don't want to do it. My hands are sweaty.
Yeah, I feel like
I
never
don't,
thinking
Kyle.
about
We can
that.
veto this. I don't want to do this. I
I wouldn't do it. How much money to do it, Kyle? What's enticing?
Like 10. It would take
10K.
10. I like
10
I
I'll give you $10.
it would take 10
I'll give you 20
because
You'll have to come up with the other
You do it for
$140.
You do it for $10,000, right, Taylor?
10 grand, jump out of a plane. As
Yeah.
long if and I'm strapped in like a baby to a
Yeah,
capable, strong man. Yeah, 10 grand, I would do it.
Yeah, see, like that's like a number where you can like 5,000 is a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. I suppose,
I'd be so
but,
scared.
like, you can't make a thing happen with
For
5,000
10 grand, I would do it with no training. I could figure
Jesus
it out.
Christ. I would do PEDs. I would do Xanax, and then I would do it.
I do it with no training for 10 grand too.
You just dose
Yeah,
yourself
like-
up on benzos and just be
I genuinely
comatose
no,
up
unless I
there.
have to fold the parachute. That I want to watch the. You know how you always talk about when you're getting an IV put in, you're like, hey, bring me the old nurse who's got hands that are as like fucking steel. Bring me that gal who could put it in one shot.
No
I
surprises.
want
Yeah.
A Japanese origami master to wrap fucking pack my
Yeah.
parachute and fold it just right.
Oh,
Like,
I want a guy who's done it so many times. He's like on his phone sports betting on the way up there.
no, you
He's not
focus.
paying attention.
You're not
It's-
going to like this, but the person who packs the parachutes is the lowest man on the totem pole.
No,
They,
that should be
they
the
are
highest
called
man.
dirty packers. They have hygiene issues. Their lives are not together.
That's what
They're-
Dirty Packers means.
Yeah. They're dirty
made in
packers,
Georgia.
and they just do it all the time. And they probably haven't washed. in
I
a
would
while.
rather do Brandon, and do you agree? Like I'm much more scared of jumping out of a plane than I am like scuba diving and going into the deep.